Man, I got an update for you guys. They found her in the closet. This story is going to clear everything up. I know you guys have a lot of questions. Was she on the back of the front door of the hotel room or was she inside of the closet? They are confirming she was inside the closet. But I have to be honest with you, I don't believe everything that they confirm. So let's watch this video. I know you guys love when I do reactions. So let's get the likes up. Let's get the shares up. I really appreciate everybody being here at the Juicy Leaks TV. I am your host, Gigi Medici. And I just want to say thank you. Make sure you guys leave comments, subscribe. And now let's see what they got in store for us. I'm going to take it all the way from the back so you guys don't miss a thing.
My money is still on the husband, and not because he's white, but because this was her birthday trip. She went and got a new wig, got her lashes did, nails did, toes did, picked out outfits, and created an itinerary for her birthday. She had no idea that this man was going to propose to her in such a beautiful place like Africa.
See, he set this up, y'all. She was just thought it was her birthday trip. She was excited about her birthday. He's the one that wanted to show off and act like he proposed to her like it's real love, so you won't suspect that he's actually going to unalive her. If he was ready to commit to her, why, soon as he got over there, guess what he did? Cheating with different foreigners, risking her health, messing around with different foreigners. Like, come on, he's about playing games, deadly games.
She would have been ecstatic. It's my birthday and my man is proposing to me. Hell yeah. I do not feel like anywhere in her mind it would have been, it's my birthday. My man is here. He didn't propose to me. This is a great time to just end it all.
Influencer Ashlee Jenae Robinson was on the vacation of a lifetime in Zanzibar off the coast of Tanzania. She had just celebrated her birthday. Social media posts show she got engaged on this very trip. But this morning, her death is under investigation and her family has questions.
And now let's get to the very latest from the family of a South Jersey influencer found dead in Africa over the weekend.
The family of Ashlee Robinson wants answers. They say the story just doesn't add up. Police say she was found unconscious in a luxury villa in Zanzibar and later pronounced dead at a hospital.
Ashlee Robinson's family calls her death suspicious and says there is an active investigation into the circumstances. But police in Zanzibar, where she was found, say she died by suicide after a misunderstanding with her fiancé. No. Investigators are questioning him and say his passport has been suspended.
The autopsy is complete. Harry Robinson, Ashlee's father, traveled to Washington, D.C. He pushed U.S. officials to establish communication with authorities in Tanzania. That outreach worked. Officials made contact. And the family was informed that the autopsy on their daughter's body had been completed on Tuesday. That should be the moment that changed everything. It wasn't, because the family has still not received the results. We have only been told the investigation remains ongoing. That is where Ashlee Robinson's family is right now, in a holding pattern, waiting.
Influencer from New Jersey, they want answers after authorities in East Africa announced Ashlee Robinson died.
I even heard that it's possible it could be in some organ trafficking, taking her organs. They said check to see if the body still got those organs.
In Zanzibar this past weekend, the 31-year-old was there with her fiancé. Police say she was found unconscious in her luxury villa and later was pronounced dead at a hospital.
For influencer Ashlee Robinson, known to tens of thousands of her followers as Ashlee Jenae, a birthday trip to a tropical paradise was supposed to be the pinnacle of a lifestyle built on travel and exploration.
On the other side of the world, from the answers they have been fighting for since April 9th, the day they found out their daughter had passed from a hotel in Tanzania and not from the man who was standing in the same resort when she was found. 8 days. 8 days since Ashlee Robinson, known online as Ashlee Jenae, 31 years old, South Jersey roots, Miami life, over 100,000 followers who watched her share the life she dreamed of, passed in a hospital in Zanzibar after being found unresponsive in her room at the Zuri Zanzibar resort. 8 days and the family still does not have autopsy results. 8 days in Joe McCann, the man who proposed to their daughter 4 days before she passed, who called them 11 hours after it happened and said she was stable when she was not, who has not contacted them since, has made no public statement. 8 days. And this family is not stopping. Stay with me. This is the update video for the Ashlee Robinson case. If you have not seen part 1, link is in the description. Watch that first. This video covers everything that has developed since we last covered this story, and there is significant new information that changes how we understand what happened at that resort. Subscribe right now, because this case is not going cold on this channel. Subscribe and stay with me. Let us start with the single most important development since part 1. The autopsy has been completed. This was confirmed to Ashlee Robinson's family through the channel that Harry Robinson had been working to open. U.S. officials who made contact with Tanzanian authorities after his trip to Washington, D.C. The family was informed the autopsy was finished on Tuesday, April 15th. Here is what the family was not told. The results. Harry Robinson told TMZ directly, the family has received no findings, no official ruling, and no cause of death determination from the autopsy. They have been told only that the investigation remains ongoing. That is the full extent of what the people who loved Ashlee Robinson know right now about what happened to their daughter's body after 8 days. There is one additional detail that is now being confirmed. The U.S. Embassy in Dar es Salaam, that is the U.S. Embassy in Tanzania, dispatched a coroner to assist local authorities with the autopsy. This is significant. It means the United States government has formally participated in the forensic examination of Ashlee Robinson's body.
Yeah.
A U.S. government coroner was in that room. U.S. eyes were on those results. Those results have not been publicly released. They have not been shared with Ashlee's family. The investigation remains officially open and ongoing. No charges have been filed. No official cause of death has been established. No autopsy or toxicology results have.
Let me tell you, once the U.S. put their mouth on this, it's over, Joe. It's over. That's why he wanted to do it in that part of Africa, because he knows they're not going to really go in to find everything they need to find. But America, they're not going to play with Joe.
Made public. What the family has is this. The autopsy is done, and they are still waiting. Since part 1 was published, several significant new details have entered the public record. These come from CBS News National, The Washington Times, NBC News, and ABC News, all of whom have now confirmed specific elements of what happened at the Zanzibar resort in the days before Ashlee Robinson passed. This is new and it matters. Earlier reporting described the incident as a single argument on the night of April 8th. What police have now confirmed to CBS News is something more significant. According to police, witness accounts indicate that the couple arrived at the Zanzibar hotel on April 4th and had been quarreling frequently until the night of April 8th. Frequently. Not one argument on one night. A pattern of conflict across the duration of their stay, from the day they arrived through the...
You hear that? It started with them fighting. I tell you why they fight. They fought because he was cheating. He went there to cheat on her. You know, he went over, honestly, he planned it. And you guys know he had like a lot of friends over there, millionaire friends, and they're all helping him cover this stuff up. His friends are helping him. They detained 10 people.
Night when hotel management finally separated them. That is a fundamentally different picture from a couple who had one bad night in paradise. It also raises the question that this family has been asking from the beginning. If there was enough conflict across multiple days that witnesses noticed and later reported to police, what did hotel staff know and when did they know it? CBS News, in its national report, confirmed a specific detail about where Ashlee Robinson was found that had not appeared in earlier reporting. According to police, a hotel worker found Robinson unresponsive in a closet with a belt around her neck. A closet, not the main area of the villa.
Oh, God. Around in the closet with a belt around her neck from, I'm assuming, the robe, that belt around her neck. I think he did that. She didn't do that. Why would she do it? If you guys can give me the answer, why would she do it? She knew she can just get another man. She loved her look. She's so vain. She wasn't that in love with him as if he was like, look, and I want to break up with you. She was gonna be like, oh my goodness, I can't really take it. No. She knew she can get another one. She knew she was young. She knew other millionaires was looking at her too. She had options.
Not visible from the doorway. The hotel worker found her specifically in a closet. This detail is part of the public police record. It is not unverified. It is documented in police reporting to CBS News National. And it is, along with everything else, part of what the autopsy is now expected to either confirm or complicate. CBS News also confirmed the specific timing of McCann's formal questioning. Joseph Isaac McCann, 45 years old, was questioned by police on Monday, April 13th. That is 4 days after Ashlee Robinson passed on April 9th. Not immediately after, 4 days later. His passport was confiscated. He is being held in Tanzania as the investigation continues. No charges have been filed. Police have previously stated he is not suspected of wrongdoing. He has made no public statement. Ashlee's mother, Yolanda Endres, gave CBS News the most precise account yet of what the call from McCann actually sounded like. He told me that Ashlee did something to herself and she was being taken to the hospital. And he told me she was stable. I said what happened, and he told me it had been 11 hours prior. She had to ask him when it happened. He told her 11 hours ago. 11 hours had passed before he picked up a phone. And when she asked him directly, he confirmed it himself. Not a number the family inferred, a number he gave to Ashlee's mother directly when she pressed him. Hours later, the hotel called and told the family their daughter was gone. Drop a comment right now. Say Ashlee's name. I read every single one. In part 1, we heard from Ashlee's parents, Yolanda Endres and Harry Robinson. This week, a new voice entered the story. Alyssa Endres, Ashlee's sister, gave NBC News her first public interview since her sister passed. She said what sisters say when they are completely lost. None of this makes sense. That's why we're just so lost. And that's why we just want answers. Alyssa described her sister as happy in the days surrounding the engagement and birthday trip. She said nothing about what she knew of her sister in that period suggested anything was wrong. That the Ashlee who was on that trip, the one posting the giraffe and the rose petals and writing that she was exactly where she needed to be, was genuinely happy. She was not someone who was carrying something dark into that vacation. She was someone who was beginning something. The family's official Instagram statement, posted on Sunday, April 12th, said it in language that has stayed with everyone who read it. Nothing about this loss feels real. The suddenness, the unanswered questions, and the distance from home have made this tragedy even more overwhelming for our family. The distance from home. That phrase carries everything. Yes. Ashlee Robinson's body is still in Tanzania. Her family cannot bring her home until the autopsy process is formally concluded and her remains are cleared for repatriation. They are waiting for their daughter's body from across the Atlantic. While the investigation is ongoing, while the results have not been shared, while the man who was there has said nothing, the distance from home. If this update has reached you, share it right now. Ashlee's family needs this story to stay alive. Share it. The specific determination of Harry Robinson in the days since his daughter passed is one of the most important parts of this story and one of the least covered. He went to Washington, D.C., specifically to the U.S. Embassy, specifically to push U.S. officials to do more than offer condolences and monitor from a distance. No one wants to talk to us. Just let us know what happened. That's the only thing we want to know is the truth. That was what he told reporters after a day of trying to get anyone in a position of authority to help him understand what happened to his daughter in Tanzania. That trip produced something. U.S. officials made contact with Tanzanian authorities. The family was informed the autopsy was complete. A U.S. embassy coroner was dispatched to assist with the examination. That is not nothing. That is a father who refused to accept silence and pushed until the system moved, even partially. But the results still have not been released to the family. So Harry Robinson is not done. The family has now announced they are preparing to travel to Zanzibar themselves to be physically present in the country where their daughter passed, to seek answers in person that they cannot get by phone or through diplomatic channels. Think about what that means practically. A family in South Jersey and Delaware, not wealthy in the way that international crisis management is expensive, preparing to fly to East Africa to navigate a foreign country whose language they do not speak, whose legal system they do not know, in which the investigation into their daughter's passing is ongoing. The GoFundMe that was created to support this $50,000 goal had raised over $40,000 as of April 15th. The family said they want the story to not fall off. They want Ashlee's name to keep being spread. We hear that. Right. This is an angle that deserves its own space because it is specific and it is actionable and it is something that the investigation either has or does not have. The Zuri Zanzibar is a luxury resort. Luxury resorts have cameras, entrances, hallways, outdoor walkways, reception areas, surveillance infrastructure that captures the movement of guests throughout the property. Harry Robinson said it directly and simply. There's cameras everywhere at a resort, and that will match the timeline. He is right. If the security footage from the Zuri Zanzibar resort exists and is intact, it would show exactly what time McCann left their shared villa after the separation. Exactly what time, if ever, he returned. Exactly what the hotel staff movements were in the period between the separation and when Ashlee was found. Exactly whether anyone else entered or exited any relevant villa during that window. Tanzanian investigators have had access to that resort since April 9th. Whether they have reviewed and secured that footage, whether it has been preserved as evidence, is something that has not been confirmed publicly. The family is demanding its release. That demand is not unreasonable. It is not inflammatory. It is the logical request of a family that has been told an account of events and wants the physical evidence on record to be examined and shared. Just do the investigation and let us know. That is what Ashlee's father asked for. Camera footage, an autopsy result, a timeline. Just let us know. 8 days. In 8 days, Joe McCann has not issued a public statement, has not contacted Ashlee Robinson's family, has not spoken to journalists, has not appeared in any form that the public can see or hear. Multiple major outlets, ABC News, CBS News, NBC News, today have confirmed they reached out to McCann for comment. None have heard back. No attorney has been publicly identified on his behalf. His passport remains confiscated. He remains in Tanzania being questioned as a witness in an active investigation. The Zanzibar Deputy Director of Investigations, Zuberi Chambera, refused to comment on Thursday when pressed by journalists, saying only that investigations were ongoing. This silence from McCann, from investigators, from everyone who is closest to whatever happened in that resort is the specific silence that a family in South Jersey and Delaware has been trying to break for 8 days. The family's own position on McCann is measured, on record. Yolanda Enders told CBS News directly when asked whether she believes McCann was responsible. We don't know what went on. Harry Robinson said, we just want transparency. That is the posture of a family that is not convicting anyone, that is asking questions, that is refusing to accept the silence as an answer. The questions they are asking are not accusatory, they are human. Where were you when she was found? Why did 11 hours pass? Why did you tell us she was stable? Why did we find out she was gone from the hotel and not from you? What happened in that resort across the days when witnesses say you were arguing frequently? What do you know that you have not said? Those questions deserve answers. Joe McCann has provided none. When the autopsy results are finally released, and they will be the single most consequential piece of information in this entire case. Here is what forensic pathology can and cannot establish. It can establish the cause of death with medical precision, not a preliminary police ruling, a documented finding from a medical examination of Ashlee Robinson's body. It can establish whether injuries are consistent with one type of death or inconsistent with it, whether the physical evidence aligns with the police's preliminary account or raises questions that require further investigation. It can include toxicology, what was in her system at the time of her passing, whether any substances were present that could be relevant to understanding her state in those final hours. It can establish the approximate timeline of injury, whether the physical evidence is consistent with the sequence of events that has been described. The U.S. Embassy dispatching its own coroner means that the United States government has its own medical professional who was present for or participated in that examination. That coroner's findings, whether they agree with or diverge from the Tanzanian findings, will be part of what eventually informs the U.S. response to this case. The Tanzanian investigation is ongoing. No official cause of death has been established. The preliminary police ruling of has not been formally confirmed by the autopsy process. It remains preliminary, which means it remains subject to revision depending on what the medical examination found. This family is in a holding pattern, but the autopsy is done. And when those results come, this case will either move toward closure or towards something that requires a much more serious investigation. This channel will be here when they do. This part is not about the investigation.
Yes.
This part is about Harry Robinson and Yolanda Endres and Alyssa Endres and what they have done in 8 days with no resources, no access, no legal standing in a foreign country, and no answers from the people who were there. Harry Robinson drove to Washington, D.C. He pushed until U.S. officials moved. He got a coroner dispatched. He got communication established. He is planning to fly to Tanzania. Yolanda Endres has given interview after interview to CBS News, to DMZ, to Time C, to Fox 29, saying the same thing every time with the specific, exhausted determination of a mother who has not slept properly since April 9th. Right. She was loved. She was not just going to be discarded and forgotten about. Alyssa Endres gave her first national interview to NBC News this week, adding her voice to the chorus that refuses to let this story fade. 100,000 followers have been sharing Ashlee's name every day. A GoFundMe that has raised over $40,000 from people who never met Ashlee Robinson, but who understood what her parents were trying to do. This family, with no leverage except the truth and the attention that the truth has generated, has moved the United States government, has kept this case in national headlines for 8 days, has kept pressure on Tanzanian investigators who might otherwise have filed a report and closed a case involving a foreign tourist. That is not a small thing. That is what advocacy looks like when a family refuses to accept silence. They're not done, and this channel is not done covering it. 8 days. Ashlee Robinson, 31 years old, South Jersey, Miami, lifestyle influencer who shared the life she dreamed of, has been gone for 8 days. Her body is still in Tanzania. Her family does not have the autopsy results. The man who was there has said nothing publicly. The investigation is ongoing. And the family is preparing to get on a plane and fly to the other side of the world because nobody will give them the answers they deserve. And they have decided, clearly, without hesitation, that they are not done fighting. I just know I need to keep moving forward. I'm never going to give up. I just want the truth out there. That is Harry Robinson, a father, saying the only thing a father in his position can say. When those autopsy results are released, this channel will cover them immediately. When the family lands in Zanzibar, we will be watching. When the investigation produces its next development, whatever that is, this channel will be here for Ashlee. Say her name in the comments. Ashlee Robinson. Ashlee Robinson. Ashlee Jenae. She was exactly where she needed to be. She deserved to come home. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it everywhere. The family has asked for one thing, keep the story alive. Do that. If you or someone you know is struggling, please call or text 988. You deserve support. For Ashlee's family, keep going. The world is watching. I will see you in the next one.
Woo! That was a lot of intel. Comment. Let us know y'all thoughts.